Ang challenge ko nga rin, hindi ako makatapos ng pag-aaral dahil sa barkada eh. Sabi ng nanay ko, anak, magtapos ka man lang ng high school. Gusto namin maipaalam sa lahat yung pagkakawang gawa. Ang nakikinabang din, hindi lang yung tumatanggap, pati yung nagbibigay ay nakikinabang. Pinalaki ako ng tatay ko na sinabi na pangalagaan mo yung reputasyon mo. Guard it with your life.
Hi, welcome to The Game Changer. Today we are joined by the person who truly embodies that concept, Mr. Meliorismo himself, ang taong nagbubuhay, milyonaryo, si PCSO General Manager Mel Robles. Kamusta ka, sir?
Okay, very good, Anna. Thank you.
My first question to you is, matagal ka na sa gobyerno at maraming mga tao ang medyo, like me, medyo natatakot pumasok sa gobyerno eh. But you've been here for a very long time. What made you decide na gusto mo ang buhay sa public service?
Well, my first job in government was in IBC 13, a television station. I was member of the board in 1998 at that time. And then from then on, I moved to as a member of the board again of LRTA in 2003 and appointed administrator in 2024. What made me come back to government is that I think the skills that I have learned should be used again, especially in the first time in government. It's not enough. You have the will, the drive to serve, you have the skill. Since it's a political appointee, you have to have political sense. I think that's the most difficult. And the dangers are really there in government service. In the private, you simply get fired in the private sector. In the government, you get shamed, you get fired, and you can get jailed. Yeah? So, mas mahirap talaga yung in public service. But of course, especially in the agency now, it's very challenging and very fulfilling. I came from a television station to the railway station, which is a social commodity actually, because in terms of funding, we barely have enough just to operate because you don't increase fares. No? Here in PCSO, we have the resources to take on our mandate, although it's been affected a lot by the taxations and mga automatic earmarking. It's still enough. You can still carry on with your job. Kaya I think there are some ways the service, the fulfillment, they offsets the risks. It's a very risky one, especially if your family is not ready. Being a head of an agency is very risky in terms of their reputation, especially now. It's very easy to soil someone's reputation. But sabi ko nga, and you cannot stop anybody from throwing mud at you. Your challenge is not to make it stick.
Yeah. Recently, you filed a case against a vlogger, di ba? So, ito ba yung isa sa mga sinasabi mong risk of joining the government? And what made you decide na lalabang ka na?
Well, yeah, that's true because every taxpayer supposedly has a say, rightly or wrongly, with evidence or not, but it's part of being a government official. Every taxpayer is your boss. And if your boss says this, you cannot argue at first, but it has to be supported with facts. The one that I filed, I normally do not file. But it was something not related to my job. I have been accused of trying to assassinate or hire an assassin for someone in the United States, of all places. No? So I think that is too much, and they showed a picture of my daughter who was a minor. So I think there must be a line. If it's job-related, I wouldn't mind. It comes with the territory, kasama naman lagi yun. But if it's accusing me of something else, other than that, as serious as being hiring an assassin, which practically makes me a murderer or a potential murderer, no, I wouldn't take that sitting down because pinalaki ako ng tatay ko na sinabi na pangalagaan mo yung reputasyon mo. Guard it with your life. No? Wala nang iiba pa sa reputation. Yung pera kikitain pag maganda ang reputation mo. Pag hindi maganda ang reputation mo, baka mahirapan ka pang kumita.
How about your leadership style, sir? Paano mo i-describe kung paano mo pinamumunuan yung mga agency or organization na ikaw ang nag-head?
May kasabihan tayo na kung gusto mong ang isang trabaho ay maging tama, gawin mo ng sarili mo. If you want something done, then do it yourself. No? While that's good, pag bata ka pa and you have a small organization, that might be true. But the most difficult part of leadership is delegation. Train and delegate. And I learned that from my brother. A very good leader is the person who can delegate. A good manager can delegate. But of course, after training your people, making sure that they can do it, then you trust them, giving them the break. There are some perks of being a leader. Nawe-wave yan, but morally, I don't think I should be covered because of the position. So I'm always saying, yung respect is earned. If I use my privilege as a leader, it diminishes your earning the leadership. So as the word leadership implies, is to lead and to go ahead. So, yun ang aking leadership style. To be there, to be at the forefront, but having the trust and confidence also of delegating. It's really a matter of delegating.
How will you differentiate yung LRTA and PCSO in terms of managing and leading the agencies?
Profitability. Well, LRTA is a very challenging too, and yung masa talaga ang kinikater namin. We provide mobility. We are the great equalizer, yung mga taong walang kotse, we move them with the train. So, yan naman ang maganda rin. Still, kaya I enjoy it because it's a social work pa rin eh. Just like PCSO, last year PCSO has served 300,000 individuals. Can you imagine that? That's a lot of people that you have helped change their lives, touch them. Sabi nga ni First Lady, what's the best thing that ever happened to you since the BBM presidency? Sabi ko, well, my job is very fulfilling. Imagine carrying out charity, helping a lot of people without spending your own money. So, there is fulfillment really in helping others. Ito, I think I am the envy of others because I am helping and keep on helping because it's your job. Saan ka nakakita na trabaho gawa ng charity? Because it's only PCSO that's mandated by the law to conduct charity. Kumbaga, gagawin kang matulungin kasi kailangan mo maging matulungin. And there is a lot of fulfillment. And I want to spread this mandate ng PCSO to all others. Kaya kami nag-charity summit eh. Gusto namin maipaalam sa lahat na yung pagkakawang gawa, ang nakikinabang din, hindi lang yung tumatanggap, pati yung nagbibigay ay nakikinabang.
Ano yung sa tingin mong misconception ng publiko sa PCSO? Kasi of course, I think at some level, mag-agree ka sa akin na may branding or reputation, hindi naman problem, but challenge ang institusyon. Well,
ako naman, it's not only during my term yan, no? All other administrations have been accused of this and that. And for the last 90 years, PCSO has survived that. No? It's beyond me. The institution is for charity. I'm really trying hard to refocus that because for a while it was centered on gaming, on the means, no? On the different games na ginagawa. While that is true and that is what sells, kailangan malaman ng tao na yun po ang aming pamamaraan or the tool that we need to attain our objective of doing charity. So yun ang necessary tool namin to conduct charity. We should be measured not by the amount of money that we have earned alone, but on the charity that we have done. Kasi hindi ho kami, unlike other government agencies in gaming, hindi defined yung role and income nila. Kami ho, defined. We do not retain any earning, kahit 5. We'll have to go to the obligations namin sa prize fund, sa aming operations, and most of all, charity. So it is always that way. We do not leave anything, keep anything for PCSO. Everything that is left after every deduction goes to charity. At yun naman po, I take pride in that, and I want the people to, on top of mind nila with PCSO, is charity. Doon ako tatakbo. Of course, and then the gaming, that whoever, kaya nga ang ganda nung nakita kong slogan doon na sa bawat taya may kawanggaw. I want people to bear that in mind, kasi ang dami nagsasabi, kailan ako mananalo? Ba't ang tagal-tagal ko na? Pero kung maiisip mo na sa bawat taya may kawanggaw and share with our mandate na gano'n, yung aming advocacy na gano'n, it becomes lighter. So, of course, yung iba talagang gusto lang manalo. But after that, pag minsan malungkot ka, especially the elderly, they always say the same. Di bale, nakakatulong naman ako Yung mga bata medyo hindi ganyan. Pero pag naging ganyan na yung kaisipan ng mga tao, maganda yan. Kasi maisip nila, di bale, nakatulong naman ako. Kaya I'm really very, very involved in charity. I want the people to see the presence of PCSO sa mga ambulansya. Of late, kami ni Presidente, we're going around because this is the time na let all the people feel, all the Filipinos feel that there is an agency of government that takes care of them in our own little way. Hindi naman namin kaya lahat because we are self-generated budget. Hindi naman kami katulad ng ibang agency that are funded by the taxes. Kami are funded by our gains. So, while we are limited, we supplement lahat ng kailangan ng mga tao.
Okay, so may ambulansya. Ano-ano pa yung mga other forms of charity na meron sa PCSO na pwedeng mag-avail yung mga kababayan natin?
Yung pinakamahalaga na nakikita ko yung medical assistance program namin. Kapag kayo ay na-ospital, makakahingi po kayo ng tulong sa PCSO. And in fact, 40% of our charity goes to universal health care. So practically, kami lang ang malaking part ng funding nila comes from our charity. That's 40% of our charity fund goes to them. Una-una po yun. At pag hindi pa rin sapat ang PhilHealth, balik na naman po sa PCSO, pwede na naman po. At ang bago nga namin, ginawa na namin yung guarantee letter, pwede na po. Kasi dati hindi pwede. Ngayon pwede na po yan. Gamitin na pang bayad sa mga doktor, professional fee. Kasi kailangan din naman ng mga doktor, siyempre babayaran nang maalagaan din naman nila yung mga kababayan natin nagkakasakit. So we will continue to innovate and of course we wanted a bigger income and lesser taxes. Yan lang naman po ang pangarap ko rito, which is ideal for PCSO, a bigger income from our games and lesser taxes. And that will be down to a very exciting or a very robust activity in charity.
You also have yung charity ba, di ba? At saka meron kayong mga pa-doktor, pa-konsulta dito.
Meron kaming exciting yung charity timba because again, talking of branding, hindi lang ho ito timba ng goodies. Ito ang nagpapakita ito yung embodiment ng charity. Kung makita mo yung kaligayahan sa mga tao, pag nakikita nila yun, we try to give them a better one. No? Hindi lang basta charity na, basta may makain ka lang. Hindi. We try to give them something better that you feel special kapag natanggap mo yon. Ito yung pagkalinga ng gobyerno. And pagkalinga doesn't mean ordinaryo lang if we can uplift them. Lalo na yan, ikaw ay nasalanta na ng bagyo o kadahirap ka na. Try to put a little smile. Yung timba namin, pwedeng upuan, pwedeng lagyan ng tubig, pwedeng magkaging planggana yung ibabaw. And then you have a good equality goodies naman sa loob.
Yes. So may educational assistance, nakita ko, although hindi natin yun masyadong pinupronta, tama ba? Pero meron kang mga doktor na nagvo-volunteer, they come here to the office and then pwedeng konsulta yung mga kababayan natin, may schedule.
Yeah, I think that is one aspect na hindi namin na-promote Alam mo ba na ang daming doktor na gustong mag-volunteer? I think we should focus on our call. We make a call kasi talagang they wanted to So if we provide them the facilities, maybe we'll have to focus there. Nakakatuwa yung mga doktor, they just come here, mga specialista ito They allocate one day of their time and they conduct medical services for free. So I think we have to focus on that too, no? And there might be more out there, no? Para makatulong. And sana, ang dream ko is that we can replicate this in all other branches. We have about 80 branches nationwide. Yung mga hihingi ng medical assistance, meron na po tayong format dyan. I think about 4 documents lang naman ang kailangan na pag yan naman ay na-comply, within 24 hours, pwede na pong lumabas yung guarantee letter. We give medical devices, saklay, walker, wheelchair.
Talaga?
Meron tayong mga ganyan. Individual, pwede rin manghingi. Pero most of the time, mga barangay, mga LGUs ang nanghihingi. Pero kung meron din pupunta na individuals, pwede rin.
May form lang na kailangan
Meron din.
fill out.
Susulat lang sila ng request.
Available ba yung mga forms online? Can we download it tapos sasagutan namin then pa-process dito? Or we have to come here personally?
Well, yung sa medical assistance, hindi na kailangan. In Metro Manila, hindi na kailangan pumunta. Online na lang yon. Pero if you need the devices, sulat lang naman mostly because sa medical assistance, hindi naman sa amin manggagaling yun. Usually from the hospital, from the barangay, yung letter nila, just for final billing kung meron na sila. Yun ang inaano namin. We're working on releasing the GL or the guarantee letter on weekends para hindi na magtagal yung pasyente sa hospital, no? It's a long process, I think, but we're getting there, lalo na kung naka-online na yan, baka pwedeng online na rin yung guarantee letter, dadalhin doon sila. It's just a matter of, yun na nga, if we could link with all these hospitals, then, kasi ang kahit naman saan, kahit hindi ka humingi ng tulong ang pinaka nakakainis yung hindi ka makalabas kagad So, kung magagawa namin yun na mabilis ang paglabas ng guarantee letter, siguro makakauwi naman ng maaga yung mga pasyente. At not only that, dito sa aming office, we provide free ambulance service. Kung meron kang kamag-anak, yeah. Ginagawa namin yun, that needs ambulance service, papuntang probinsya, Luzon for that matter. Sige, we'll bring you. May 2 ambulance ang naka-standby rito. If you need it, just write us at hatid namin for free. That's yung mga charity na little-known charity. Yung mga ganon.
Baka meron pa dyan na gusto mong i-promote kasi hindi masyadong napapansin.
Well, yun na, yung educational assistance. But this is not scholarship. Iba yung scholarship, we pay for that. Ito hindi. Pang last mile mo lang. Kunyari, nagipit ka na, nag-down ka, 50% ka. Ayuda lang. Ganun naman ang nature ng PCSO. It's always augmentation. Ang nature namin, augmentation lagi. Because we're not a full-time government agency like education. There is DepEd SHED for that. Merong DSWD. We always are there to augment. And most of the time, kami mas mabilis kasi. Agility, yun naman ang ino-offer namin.
Okay. So, para matanggal lang yung perception na mahirap humingi ng tulong, either sumulat lang sa'yo or pumunta dito.
Meron na kaming, nakaset naman talaga dyan. Kung nasa outside Metro Manila kayo, meron po tayo mga branch offices na for the last 90 years, kabisado na po nila yan, no? Alam na nila yung gagawin nila.
So, on the 90th year of PCSO, what are you most proud of sa institution na ikaw ang pinaka-pinuno?
Well, I'm proud but not contented because there's so much room for improvement. I'm proud because I'm using the same people. And these same people has brought us to become declared as the most improved GOCC. These are the same people who were there before, no? And we're using still the same people. Maybe it's a matter of inspiring or getting mad at them sometimes, no? But it's really cracking the whip maybe, but achieving something different, better than before. And that's where I take pride. But of course, there is always room for improvement. Yun ang sasabi ko, maybe we can do things faster, we can be more creative, we can do it at lesser cost. These are the standard things naman that you want. Ito, medyo huli kami, we want to digitize kasi hindi pa kami naka-digitize So we just hope that we can, may konting buwan pa, no? A few konting oras pa natitira. I hope we can launch the digitization with complete approvals within the year.
Yeah. Sa lahat ng ginagawa ng PCSO, meron tayong kalaban sa other side Itong mga nagko-conduct ng mga illegal activities eh. So, what are your plans para matanggal natin tong mga...
Yun talaga ang if there is one thing na madaling ma-pilfer, kumbaga if PCSO were a commodity, ang yan talaga, because especially with the advent of technology, kahit sino pwede magpa-games eh. Mag-group, kuha ka ng group, and then mangolekta ka rin sa group na yon, and then use the draw of PCSO, yun ang pinakamasama, without even spending for the draw, and without paying the government the taxes, without any charity. Now, we will see, we have put up a team to run after these people because that is illegal. And then we also intend to intensify law enforcement. We are closely coordinating with the law enforcement agencies and even the regulatory agencies. We already have filed cases, and we wanted to file more para makita ng tao na it doesn't pay to go to the illegal operators, because you're not even guaranteed, aside from not paying taxes, no charity, the worst part is that you're not guaranteed that you'll get paid pag nanalo ka.
Do you have a program na sa mga gusto mag-report ng mga illegal?
That's a good idea. We might open a hotline for that. Yeah, why not? Even sa STL, pwede. We can put that. Isumbong mo kay Ana, ganyan.
Kasi, di ba, hindi naman yung tipong nakabayong ako tapos tuturo ko yung mga nag-illegal.
Hindi naman mahirap it's not that difficult to identify or we know, you just go online, walang takot, they use our logo, talagang piracy.
Even your pictures?
Oh, my picture, so it's really piracy.
You intend to file cases against yung mga mananaya mismo?
Oh yeah, this is something that we would like to try. Because people think na only the operators are liable for the crime they are committing. This is illegal gambling. In the Philippines, illegal gambling is a crime. It's a criminal offense. But it always takes two to tango. Yung pong nagpapasugal at ang tumataya sa sugal ay equally liable under the law. So we're also looking at that. Maybe kung ma-realize ng mga mananaya na hindi lang pala ako at least na hindi manalo, at least pa kung magkaroon ng pagkakasala sa batas, penalize or makulong maybe if it's in relation to cybercrime. And worst part, paano ka mag-a-abroad kung meron kang marka sa NBI clearance mo, no? Paano ka ma-employ kung nakalagay doon, you've been convicted of a criminal offense, no? And sabi nga ng mga environmentalists, when the buying stops, so will the killing too. So maybe that's a good strategy to adopt, that we go also not only to the operators, but also to the end users. Yung mga mananaya din, malaman nila na liable din sila.
Okay, but you're going to introduce as well new games, tama? There was this effort na i-revive na, or maumpisan ulit yung iLotto. Hopefully next year magawa mo, but are there other games? We were discussing yung sweepstakes, gusto mo ring digital eh. Is that going to happen?
Our target where we're really pushing hard is for the availability of the terminals, because we only have 6,500. In reality, pag nag-operate yan, mga 6,200 lang. For 110 million Filipinos, and if half of them are adults, then you have 55 million Filipinos being serviced by 6,500. That is very, very small. In short, our target now is to make available mas maraming terminals dun muna sa traditional, and even games you might put that aside, although there are plans for that. But if we can have 20,000 terminals, we might just increase it without even introducing new games. But I really don't know why it was before my time na they decided to have only 6,500 terminals. That's a very, very inadequate number of terminals. In the US, in California, for example, for every 2,000 population, there is one machine. Yun ang ratio niya. Sa atin, it's 25,000, I think. 25,000 per machine.
6,000
Oo, 6.5. So, kung 6.2 yan, 55 million kunyari, half of the population are adults, di ganun rin lang naman. That's about mga 20 million, tama? Oh.
So how are you going to do that?
Again, technology is also the answer, and it has become very cheap now. Technology now made it so cheap that we are now introducing this to chain of businesses. Kunyari, meron kang pawn shop, then we can put it there. Ito ang malaking pagbabago. Dati, ang outlet namin is a store. Now, we're revolutionizing it. The store becomes a product. Before, you have a stand-alone there. You pay for the rent. You pay for the staff. You pay for the incidentals, utilities. Once that store becomes a product, it's now part of a store. So, para ka nang maging sardinas ngayon. You're part of the whole merchandise ng isang outlet. So, what does that do to you? It removes your overhead costs in manpower, real estate, and utilities. Yan ang bago namin na TAC ngayon. So, it will become more profitable for the agent because kasabay na lang ng ano niya ng tinda niya
Tama. Ay, sari-saring loto?
Hindi naman.
Sari-sari store, so sari-sari plus loto.
Yes. Kung mapansin mo, in the States, nasa newsstand dyan Nasa newsstand lang sila So we will try to do the same because the objective is to make money for charity. In fact, I'm also reviewing that bawal sa harap ng simbahan. Kasi sabi ko, that traditionally, sweepstakes are sold at the gates. Diba? May pilay, merong
Tama.
disabled. Bakit suddenly?
Nagtitinda ng isang pagitan.
Benta yun. But suddenly, I don't know where it came from, but for me, sa hirap manalo ng loto, you really need to pray. You need divine intervention, no? So, why deprive that? Ito maganda. Every time I hand in a check, I only talk to them for 15 seconds. 15 seconds lang yan. Because longer than that, baka sabihin, nangihingi kang balato
Okay.
Diba? So, unang tatanong ko, ano ba yan? Alaga ba yan? Panaginip ba yan? Birthday ba yan? Sabihin lang. Kakano gagawin mo sa pera? Alam mo, unang sinasagot, I will donate to the church. Oh. And this is true. This is my experience, Ang Pilipino religyoso pa rin, magdodonate siya sa simbahan. And then, ayaw mo sa harap ng simbahan. Oh, di ba? Kung pagkabili niya, nagdasal siya,
Personal questions lang. During the time na nag-file ka ng case against that vlogger, you said na, paano ko mababayaran yung abogado? Check my SALN. My question to you is, matagal ka na bang mayaman? Or naggaling ka rin sa hirap? What is your story? Ano yung childhood ni Mel Robles?
Well, for the record, I was a campaign donor of the president, no? So, and that is known, no? I get uneasy when the term mayaman because that is relative. Wealth is relative, depende sa'yo. But I'm saying, if success is measured from the distance from where you are and where you are now, then I must be successful. It's not my how I comply with all the requirements of the law, pero I still am not comfortable discussing the figures. But yes, I'm a businessman, and I have in real estate, particularly markets. No, it is a very rewarding, and I think I have carved a niche there. Pag ano ko ng markets, kaunti lang kasi ang kalabang ko ron Hindi lahat ng tao going to wet and dry market. Yun talagang ang forte ko. I also have a restaurant. So, I am capable of, I am comfortable. And I think, again, I said, from where I came from to where I am now, it's a very, very far distance. Challenge ko nga rin, hindi ako makatapos sa pag-aaral dahil sa barkada sabi ng nanay ko, anak, tapos ka man lang ng high school para makakuha kang trabaho. Nakakatawa rin. Pagtingin ko sa PC, sa gobyerno pala, pwede kang high school, elementary graduate, basta driver ka. Sabi ko, mali ang nanay ko. Anyway, so yeah, I can afford a lot of things. ordinarily hindi maano. Because I've worked hard and I'm blessed. Ako, tingin ko, it's all about the opportunities presented to you. And I'm blessed to have those opportunities. And I'm bold enough to grab those opportunities. So, yes, I can afford.
Kung hindi ka ba PCS o General Manager, ikaw ay operatic singer ngayon at pinapanood ka namin sa...
Well, by education, I'm a music teacher. I graduated from a conservatory sa Santa Isabel. But that is really what kept me studying. I get bored with a lot. I came from mass communication, St. Joseph. Marketing ako sa PSBA. Basta nothing can hold me. It was only music that hindi pwedeng matalino ka lang. You have to have the talent. As let's assume matalino ako. Yung talent, pero gusto ko. So, yun ang hirap sa music. You have to have the brains, the intellect, and the skill. Kaya it kept me going. Ako kulelat Kulelat kaya I will not be a great opera singer. Kasi, well, sa bagay, ganun, ano rin naman yan. But I don't think I'm that good. Pero I loved it. And in fact, it taught me a lot sa pagiging executive. Oh my goodness, sabi nila because I'm a good conductor. No, more than that. I'm a good listener. Yun ang pinaka-skill ng musician, is to listen. No? So I listen to the people who know. Hindi ako nagmamagaling kasi I listen and I learn. And then siguro to organize and to manage comes with the conducting and leadership. Music is leadership. So yun, and then of course yung empathy. Importante. So these are the things I learned na na-apply ko. You have to feel your employees, and most of all, you must be able to feel your bosses. The boss, the decision makers, you have to know how they feel about it. Because it's all about politics is service to the people. You cannot just say this is what is right, because you also have to be politically right at the same time. Do what is right and do what is also at the same time politically right, because they do not necessarily cancel each other. To become correct and politically correct, they don't necessarily cancel out.
I've been around sa industry na to at marami na rin ako nakakwentuhan at debate ng mga nasa public service or politiko. But you are the first person who introduced me to meliorism. Pagka nakipagkwentuhan ako sa ibang tao, ibang bagay ang pinag-uusapan namin, but you introduced to me a concept na sabi ko, iba si Mel Robles kasi ikaw, meron ka talagang idea na gusto mong ipatupad. So ikaw, kailan mo naman na tuklasan tong meliorism?
Recently lang, because ang lahat ng tao meron siyang pamamaraan on how to change the world. We have our own concept. Yung mga the revolutionaries, they wanted change through arms, through a revamp of the system, no? Scientists have a way of changing the world. They use science, no? They have discoveries, they use technology. Meliorism is simply changing the world through positivism and good deeds. So talagang yung just do what you have to do in your own space, and in the hope that the world will change with good deeds and positive deeds. Kaya nga sabi ko, this is our way. We all want the world to change for the better, of course. And pinaka nakita kong yung concept ng meliorism, stay positive, do what is right. It might be very lofty, it might not, sabihin nga, hindi naman realistic yun, but it's there. It's there. That concept has been there, and there's nothing wrong. I think it's even the most, palatable sa lahat. So, let's do what is right. So, ganun yung nakita ko. I find it very appealing to change the world by doing what is right, doing charity, being positive, and probably yung bumubugbog sa'yo, mapagod ka kasuntok. So, yun ang nakikita ko.
Yun yung buhay milyonaryo.
Yeah, yun ang sinasabi ko na yung milyonaryong daling sa pesos, Yeah, that's also true. Pero yung milyonaryong nag-uugat sa melyorismo, kasi ang taong nagpa-practice o nag-observe ng melyorism can be called milyonaryo. That one's my term. It will give you another meaning. Because you should not only be rich, good if you're rich in money, but you also have to be rich with kindness and charity, with humanity. No? Pag nakita mo yung value ng tao, hindi mo siya babastusin eh. Because he's a mother, he's a father, he's a child, he is somebody who is cared for and loved for by others. And they do not deserve to be hurt. No? Walang tao nagde-deserve nun. You can point out what is wrong, I have no problem with that. But you have to respect every person because you look at them as a person, not as an object or as an enemy. No, or as a balakid sa iyong ano man ang objective. A person is a person with the family, with feelings, with So you give them utmost respect. But I'm not saying you cannot point out the mistakes, but you still have to go for the respect of the person. Yun yung sa tingin ko yung melyorismo, yung positive, yung tama ang gawin. Then we can change the world.
Yeah. So if you can rate yourself as the general manager of PCSO from scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what is your score sa sarili mo?
Ay, 5.
5?
Malayo pa eh. Malayo pang gagawin eh. And you know, ang age is catching up. Kahit, kunyari, when I was LRT, I was 40, I was the youngest. In everything was in government, I used to be always the youngest eh, kahit nung I started in government. In the group, I used to be always the youngest. Ngayon, I'm already the oldest. Nagbago na eh. So, iba talaga dati, you can conduct 5 meetings a day. May karaoke pa sa gabi. Ngayon, hirap na makatatlo eh. It's very draining eh. Ganyan.
So, you're still going to do more dahil 5 lang score mo sa sarili mo.
Yeah, definitely. We have to do more. We have to do more.
So, Mel Robles, why are you the game changer?
Well, because I'm not contented with the status quo. I believe the status quo is the antithesis of change. So we must not yung kasabihan, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It will not apply sa akin kasi not being broke is not good enough, no? May kasabihan tayo that good is not enough when best is expected. Yun ang gusto ko. That's why we all have to strive for change. Because when you're expected to be best and you're only giving good, di mali, kulang ka sa sukat. So, we always have to change for the better in our own little way, in what task we have. And we change the game for the better, and then we're going to have a better world with us.
Congratulations on the 90th year po ng PCSO. If there are any messages po na gusto mong sabihin sa mga tumataya ng loto or sa publiko, ano po yun?
Well, PCSO has been there for the last 90 years. It has served millions of people. It has changed the lives of a lot of people. And we hope to do the same for the next 90 years. No? We have a new corporate building coming up, which will also be a testament to our service and a home for where we could do our job better, serve people better. We are improving the welfare of our employees, and we thank all the people who patronize our games, and papasalamat po kami sa inyong pagtangkilik at yun din pong nag-a-avail ng aming mga serbisyo. Salamat din po. At lalong-lalo na po sa mga nagpapakita ng appreciation nila through their text and sulat. At nakakatuwa po, mayroon mga nag-graduate, nagpapasalamat. And thank you for being part of our lives, of PCSO. Whether you're a gamer or a giver or you're a recipient, lahat po tayo, we're all in this together in this activity of charity. Maraming salamat po.